Okay, let's see if I can do this intro. Hi, I'm Alan Gerding, and this is Too Many Games in a Room. I sold 1,000 of my games and gave $1,000 to charity. If you haven't been keeping up with the show, my basement is overrun with board games. In fact, so many board games have taken over, I can't even get to my fireplace. So this show is all about getting rid of that collective hoarding impulse and instead erring on the side of curating, keeping only the precious few games that I believe I will play forever. I promise that whatever I get for these board games, I would take 25% and I would donate it to charity. But who? Who could I convince to buy all of my games? Well, in last episode, I had an eBay extraordinaire, a cyber merchant, who took about 80 of my games. But that leaves over 1,000 games. Then I was contacted by a board game tavern. Think of a board game cafe, but instead of just selling coffee and some snacks, they sell beer and real food. And they wanted my entire collection. If you go about 30 miles south of Cleveland, Ohio, you'll find the small rainy town of Wadsworth, Ohio. There, near the Goodwill and across the street from the abandoned theater, you'll find the Great Oaks Tavern. What is the Great Oaks Tavern? Well, come on down to the Great Oaks Tavern, bring the entire family, eat good food, play fun games, Great Oaks Tavern, yum yum and wee! We have our liquor's license. That's right, come and bring the entire family to Great Oaks Tavern. You can have a delicious meal while you play a game from the extensive curated games library. Great Oaks Tavern, it's game night and you're invited. Locally grown, curated with love. So come on down to the Great Oaks Tavern in the small, quaint town of Wadsworth, Ohio. We'll see you there. Yay! I'm here with the Nassos brothers. Is that what you're called?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it.
I think we both pronounce it differently.
We do.
That's hilarious.
Nassos. Well, I'm Alex Nassos, co-owner of Great Oaks Tavern.
And I'm Jordan Nassos, the other co-owner of Great Oaks Tavern.
We're a local board game cafe, I guess, is the model of it, but we're a lot more food and beverage, family entertainment center.
And the reason you're here today, you've agreed to buy all of my games except these precious ones I have here. These are my keep pile. I have over 1,000 games, and we agreed upon a price of $4,000, which is about $4 per game. I don't know if I'm ripping you off. I don't know if you're ripping me off. I don't really care because there's a lot of benefits to this.
Well, I like to think everyone's winning, right? You're getting something for the collection, and it's going to be used. So we're not taking this and putting it at home. We're putting it out in the public, in the community, so everyone has access to these great games. And not only that, but we're taking a nice chunk of that, and I don't know if this is secret.
No, not at all. Let's do it. Talk about it, please.
We're giving that to charity, and Great Oaks is planning on matching your contribution from that. So
since you're giving me $4,000, I said I would always donate 25% of whatever I got from these games back into the community at large. $4,000. Math tells me $1,000 to the charity of the Wounded Warrior Project, and you're the one who actually turned me on to this.
Dawn Blue is a local member in the Wadsworth community. She essentially ran the distance of 3 marathons over the course of 3 days,
Four
marathons
marathons
over the course of 3 days. Local businesses such as ourselves have sponsored these runs. She raised almost $10,000, I think.
Not including what we're about to add.
$1,000, and you said you'd match it, so
right.
that means not including our $2,000.
Yeah, so
Dawn Blue motivated to run a grueling ultra marathon while carrying 20 pounds of gear.
I'm going 5 miles every 4 hours for 84 hours to raise awareness for the Wounded Warrior Project and the funds so that the veterans can continue to have their services for free.
105 miles total, 4 full marathons in just more than 3 days.
We have Great Oaks Tavern and a couple other businesses participating in food, and we have amazing speakers.
The final run starting at Wadsworth High School, running past the VFW on its way to reach a goal.
Right now I'm at 38 sponsors, and I upped the bar from 10,000 to 15,000. We're just going to keep going.
Going until the ultra marathon reaches its ultimate goal, help for veterans.
Essentially, the Wounded Warrior Project had something set up during COVID as a way to get out into communities and fundraise, where they would allow people to do a 5-mile run and open it up to public donations. Dawn Blue, being the amazing person she is, saw that and said, oh, I'll do 105. So she essentially just multiplied that and did several runs to try and raise as much money and community awareness as possible. And the Wounded Warrior Project does a lot for veterans. It's a charitable organization that I believe in.
My understanding of Wounded Warrior, you're a vet and you're in need medically, they step on in. But it was great seeing the community come together under this one umbrella of this charity. The event took place at the CrossFit gym that's in Wadsworth, Advanced Performance CrossFit, which is owned by one of my high school classmates,
Right.
Seth Hill. And once he started presenting, I realized, oh my God, that's Seth Hill. And Seth Hill, I can do a whole episode on Seth Hill alone because he's an amazing story. He was the troubled guy in my class. Like if people thought, who's most likely gonna die? It's going to be Seth. But he's this pillar of the community.
Happy to know that.
I told him when I saw him there, I was like, man, I gotta tell you, it's great seeing how much of an amazing person you've become because he's contributing to the community, he's a business owner, he's leading this charge. Great Oaks Tavern, right across the street from CrossFit, you catered the whole event.
We brought the food, but it was tons of small businesses throughout the community that helped raise awareness for this project, sponsored different portions of the run. It really was an example of the community all coming together. And we had some great speakers there. It was excellent to hear from people who've benefited from the program, from Wounded Warriors, veterans, parents, siblings of people who died or were wounded in combat.
Needed that help.
Yeah, and needed the help.
Yeah, there were a lot of tears involved during that whole presentation. People telling very personable stories about loss and success and how Wounded Warriors help. And the mayor was there too.
Yeah.
And I even got footage of you serving the mayor, so you can check that out here. That's the mayor that you're feeding. How did you get into this? How do you one day wake up and say, you know what, let's make a board game tavern, a family-friendly place people can go to eat and also play board games?
I believe it says on our website that it was all born of our childhood. That's what we did as a family growing up. We got together, we played games, we had dinner. And then as we grew up, we kind of continued that, and we had Tuesday nights at our house. We'd have anywhere from yeah, I know. We didn't even know.
Tuesday nights are the best nights to have game nights. That's why it's Tuesday night games. Buy all our shit.
Yeah, we had anywhere. I mean, we'd have anywhere between 5 and 50 people come over, play games, and we'd make dinner and just kind of hang out with our friends and people that became our family.
I'll tell you this, the 50-person game night that Jordan's talking about, we did play 2 Rooms in a Boom. It's one of the only games that plays that many people well. Beyond that, that's normal for people to have like their family gatherings and card games or board games getting around the table. But I mean, we used to take a deck of cards when we'd go out to eat at restaurants. As we've watched time march on, we're living in this increasingly digital world. When you go out to restaurants a lot of times and you're seeing these kids, they're on tablets or the phone. You know, when we're growing up, there's the adults conversation and the kids conversation. There's not a lot of common ground to bring people together, which is why we had the card games, board games that made that common ground and that common thing to get together with. We've found giving people that thing to focus on, it really creates the best possible experience. You're going there and you're having a memorable time and you're coming back again and again. And the food's great too. That helps.
Yeah, come for the food, stay for the game. I mean, we've had a lot of people, they just came to eat dinner and didn't even know we had it. They walked in and saw the shelves along the one wall and said, oh my goodness, what's all of that? Well, let us tell you. Alex did a great job with our games curator, Andy, I believe. On the back of our one menu, there's a list of, if you've heard of this and you like this, here's some newer games that are along the same lines and kind of help step people into this vast thousands and thousands of board games.
This is Jenga, but I don't know.
Like the fuzzies. This is Jenga, but with fuzzy things. So speaking of which, we should probably talk about how we all know each other and met. We have a mutual friend, Scott Worstel. He was coming over to my place on Tuesday nights, and he brought you one time. And I never forget, you came into here and you said, why the hell do you have so many copies of 2 Rooms in a Boom? I said, because I made it. Then, a couple years later, we started playing Mothership, and one of our players dropped out. My cousin Rachel's boyfriend said, I got my best friend. He'd be a great player. And in comes Jordan. Jordan Nassos, you got the same last name as that Alex guy I remember seeing. Any relation? Yeah, that's my brother. I know for me, I'm really excited to play some of the games that I'll be donating at the Tavern. So, pressure's on because the camera's rolling. Can I get an unlimited membership then? Does that mean anytime I come in, I can play one of these things?
Yeah, we have something called the Great Oaks Guild, and I would say you're a lifetime member of it. Yeah! It's part of this transaction.
Score. Man, I weaseled that one in there.
Yeah.
Which of these games are you most excited to see at your tavern and maybe hit the table yourself that you've looked around?
I'm going to stick with what I said as I walked in and didn't even know it existed. It was sitting on top. This Crossfire game.
Wait, you didn't even know it existed?
No, I knew that the game existed. I didn't know you had it.
You didn't know you were getting
I
Crossfire?
didn't know we
was
were
in the
getting it.
collection,
I didn't
yeah.
know.
And this is unopened too. This is totally sealed.
Our cousins had this in their basement when we were young.
Yeah.
You know?
Who didn't?
Yeah. Every time we went over, we played this and Star Fox, and that was pretty much the only things we did there. So I'm really
Yeah, Star
excited
Fox
for that.
64, that's
Yeah.
right.
I played this so much as a kid. My mom hated it because all of the marbles would get sucked into the vacuum cleaner things.
yeah.
But this is something that when it's set up, people that just walk on by will just freaking play. So I imagine this is going to get a lot of use there.
Crossfire. Crossfire. You get caught up in the crossfire.
How about you? You excited about one game more than any other?
Yeah, we need another copy of Two Rooms and a Boom. You said, we're gonna be the new Alan Gerding. We're gonna have multiple copies on the shelf. That people ask, hey, why do you have so many copies of this game? I know the guy who made this. I'm important.
So speaking of which, we said that the shelves were for sale. I also have this board gaming table and all of these shelves, and without games to populate these shelves, we need to make a deal about selling these as well. So I have like the Duchess table, which I got on Kickstarter for $800. These shelves, hundreds of dollars, whatever. We split the difference, $750 for all this shabam.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I know that there is a lot of gems. There's a lot of stinkers in here too, because I have a lot of tuck box games, and so you may think like $4 per tuck box, but then we also have like Seventh Continent, not even opened. $4 for Seventh Continent? That's, what am I doing?
It's a hell of a game.
But man, that is, I don't know. I don't know what the price is. If you know, leave a comment below. If you think I'm an idiot, if you think they're an idiot, let us know or give us compliments. But regardless, we're supporting each other's community and we get to give back to the community at large. Wounded Warrior Project this time. Who knows in the future?
I hope this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship.
Yeah, you know, because I say this is my final collection, but it's not. For instance, some of these games I kept just because I want to play and I haven't played yet.
Right.
But once I play them, I may think, oh man, I should have put it in the pile. And maybe they'll be good enough for me to visit, but not enough to remain on the shelf.
Right.
So this is my temporary final 200 games. So we'll go through some of these things and probably they'll end up on your shelf as well.
And that's what the Tavern's all about. This can be such an expensive and expansive hobby, but ultimately what you want is that distilled experience. We look to create one-of-a-kind face-to-face experiences, and the games, the food, the atmosphere, those are the catalyst for that to happen.
If you want any of their information, it will be provided below in the description of this video. But $4,000?
That's the number.
Yeah.
Nice. Check it out. We're donating that money to Wounded Warrior, and I'll put it right here in the video. You'll be able to see it.
I was thinking about it, and I know you've mentioned something about this before. I believe with this edition, we will by far be the largest public board game collection, at least in Ohio.
The full list will be on our Board Game Geek. It's linked through our website. You can click through and see, oh, do they have this game? And just find a full list.
We also have a Discord.
Ooh, nice.
I don't, at the very least, pop on in and join the Discord and ask. One of us is always paying attention to it, and we have a pretty good idea of what we have, and if not, we're a quick search away.
People are getting on there to play Dungeons and Dragons sessions and talk about whatever games. And so if you're ever out in little old Wadsworth, Ohio, come see us.
Social media.
Facebook, Discord.
You got an Insta?
We have an Insta.
Oh, we do, yeah.
Yeah.
You got an Instagram?
We got an Instagram. We've got a website.
Do you
Whatever.
tweet?
No, we don't.
You don't tweet?
Yeah.
Fuck Twitter.
We don't tweet, we don't TikTok.
Don't tweet, don't TikTok.
TikTok coming soon at Great Oaks Tavern for everything. So.
And again, you can find all that stuff in the description below. Let's
unload some games.
Yeah, let's do this. Got a lot of unloading to do.
Thank you.